Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're back in the boat showing you what I carry. We've had a couple of these, I showed you a really important box of making modifications that I can't do without. And I started the series off with just showing you my jig trailers and what I carry in my boat. This week I want to switch it up a little bit and talk to you about, the cup events. In Major League Fishing, in the Bass Pro Tour, we fish 8 events, and after every 2 events, you have to qualify, or you want to qualify for a cup. And the cup takes the top 24 guys after those 2 events, and then the next 2, the top 24 in the points. The challenge of that is we have to take everything out of the boat, go put it in their boat, and we don't have any idea where we're going. So it's just, you truly have no idea. Like you go, a lot of times I'll fly to those events, I'll put all my stuff, in a big suitcase, or I'll give it to one of the boat officials, before we ever leave, and they'll tell us what state to go to, 2 weeks prior. So I can buy my airline ticket, and then they tell you what city. Well, they never tell us what lake, ever. The boat official on the morning that you compete drives you to that body of water. So the challenge of that for me as an angler is packing. What do I take? And it can be really challenging, let's say, if they take us to Michigan, because so many bodies of water, like in Michigan or New York, you don't know if it's going to be smallmouth, largemouth, both, one, the other. So it's really a challenge to pack for those events. So I wanted to show you the boxes that I built just for the cup events, because I have to keep it simple. I have to have confidence in what I'm throwing. I have to be able to get to it really quick. And I have to have it compact, like maybe some of you kayak anglers, you might be able to relate to this. You don't have a 21-foot boat to have every, piece of tackle you own in your boat. So this right here, these 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes basically is my plastics that I go compete anywhere in the country for Major League Fishing. Now, the one exception to that is if I go to Florida, I'll have to add June bug to it. And that's really the only time of the year I ever have June bug in the arsenal. You'll notice when I open, like this says right here, MLF Plastics, you can see it. But when I open this box right here, this is my confidence box. I mean, this is the one box I need to have. I've got my flipping baits all right here, black and blue, Okeechobee crawl, a green pumpkin green, California 420 and green pumpkin. That's all I need. I really don't need that many. You could take this color out and just give me, green pumpkin, black, blue, and Okeechobee crawl, and I could probably get away with it, but I just had some extra compartments and I put these in here. Down here I've got a little bit bigger profile bait. The Creature Hog, which is, just a bigger profile if I needed something bigger for punching something. Again, just black, blue, green pumpkin, and then a South African Special, just a good color that I throw a lot in the fall with that silver flake. Then over here, I've got my finesse worms, my shaky head worms, and my weightless worms. So you can see I've just got the 5-inch general right here, green pumpkin. I've got it mixed in there with finesse worms, watermelon red. Then here I've got the smaller generals, the 4.25, and it's just basically they're all green pumpkin. You might see some other ones in there with a little bit of flake in it. But that's all I take as far as plastics when I go. Here I've got finesse worms. There's both 4-inch, and then probably if I dug far enough down in there, there's some 6-inch. I know there is, because I built that box. And then, after the cup event, I just go restock it. But I know every time I go that I have that box ready to go, and that box will work for me anywhere I go. Like, we've had cup events in New York, we've had them in Michigan, we've had them in Texas, had them in Oklahoma, Arkansas, you name it. That box right there. You look, those are the colors that I can compete and go do well in a cup event, so that's all I need, that's all I carry. I keep it really, really simple. As far as profiles, for me, just a flipping bait, whatever your flipping style bait. This is, the Pit Boss Junior. I like that bait. It's really compact. Basically, when you're flipping something, it's just a real quick in and out, and for me, that's my bait. And that's all I need, guys. I mean, that's what I take. So what else do I have here? Depending on what time of the year, I need some jerk shads, or some people call these flukes. This is the Berkeley version of a jerk shad. Those are the 3 colors I take. I take that, I think that's like an albino something, white, and then a real clear one. Those are my 3 colors of jerk shads that I feel like I can compete anywhere across the country, and that's all I take. You know, this box right here, this is gonna be the fatty bottom hoppers. You know, this is a worm that, you know, I probably don't need this because I have the generals in there, but it has some added colors, you know, South African special green pumpkin. This will be something that, you know, I can, you know, just rig on a shaky head Texas rig. You know, a lot of our cup events are in the fall, so this is, you know, important baits to me to have in the fall. But that's all I take right there. And then last, I just grabbed this box. You know, it's just some topwater frogs that I'll carry, some black, watermelon red, and white. You know, there's just some different white ones mixed in there. And that's all I take as far as frogs. So, you know, I'd have my box of jig trailers. We talked about that earlier. It's just a small box of jig trailers. I'd even have that compacted down into one of these, but that's all the plastic I need. I want you to look at that and to think about that just when you're going down a tackle aisle and you're getting all tongue-tied over, you know, which package, which color. You know, I'd rather have a bunch of green pumpkins than one package of green pumpkin, one package of every other type of green pumpkin there is. You know, just I'd rather have a bunch of one than not enough of any. And I think by keeping it simple and just having a bunch of green pumpkin, a bunch of black and blue, a bunch of Okeechobee crawl, I can cover anywhere that I'm going to travel. And you know, I've said it before, the wrong bait in the right place will catch them. Keep your arsenal simple. It's going to help you find fish. It's going to help you build confidence in your baits. And you know, that box right there really works well for me. I've had a lot of success in the cups, and I've always had that box with those baits in it all across the country. The one exception is Florida. You got to have June bug. So I'd have some June bug worms in there. I'd have some June bug flipping baits. But other than that, that box is good to go anywhere I fish in the country. Hope this helps you guys. Leave me a comment. Let me know what other boxes you want to see in my boat. We'll show them to you, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks.